Dominique, nique, s'en allait tout simplement, routier, pauvre et chantant. En tout chemin, en tout lieu, il ne parle que du bon Dieu, il ne parle que...
Hello, it's me again, and this is episode 2. What never actually expected to make an episode 2, but figured what the heck, might as well do it. It was fun the first time, and I'm going to take a stab at it once more. So, it's 26 days until Comic-Con. And I'm not talking about just any Comic-Con. I'm talking about the Comic-Con, the Primo Comic-Con. That's San Diego Comic-Con. The greatest show on earth. And it's 26 days away, which is not long at all. It's really come up fast. It honestly seems like just yesterday that I went to Comic-Con 2012, and now it's Comic-Con 2013, which is crazy, but I'm glad that it's this soon, because those days are going to fly by like a hurricane, and then it's going to be over, and I'm going to come home afterwards, and my life will probably feel meaningless and minute, and I will feel insignificant once more, like I did last year, but that's neither here nor there. This will be my second Comic-Con, so I'm still kind of a noob at all this. Last year was my first. It was everything that I thought it would possibly be. And I had a blast. I mean, it was fantastic. It really was. I saw some amazing things. I was at awesome panels for a lot of the TV shows that I watch. And, you know, you get to see the cast in person. That is just something incredible. You know, you don't think about that a whole lot, you know. Seeing them in person, and they're right there on stage, they're talking, you know, and it's not a screen, but I digress. Comic-Con, to me, so I've known about Comic-Con for a very, very long time. I've known about it ever since I was a little kid, and reading comic books, and you'd see advertisements, you know, and things about San Diego Comic-Con, and those comic books, and I knew about it, you know, but didn't really think a whole lot about it at that point. Not until I got older. I started thinking about Comic-Con, and then I finally, in 2009, I finally, for the first time in my life, I got cable. And I started watching the live broadcast every year on G4. Rest in peace, G4. And it was insane. I mean, it was something that I always looked at, and I thought, well, hey, someday, you know, I'm going to go to this. You know, I'm going to go to Comic-Con someday. But it was always someday. It wasn't something that I thought I would ever do in the near future. And then trying to get the lighting right here. There we go. Whatever. And it was in 2011 that it was earlier in that year, and I actually started thinking, well, you know what? There's no reason on God's green earth that I couldn't go to Comic-Con in 2012. I knew I couldn't go in 2011. It was just too soon. But I thought if I give myself a year to prepare for it, that should be enough time. So I prepared. I prepared myself. I studied. I read blogs. I surfed the net, watched YouTube videos. I did everything I could to try and understand more about Comic-Con and what exactly I could expect from going to Comic-Con as my first times. I didn't know. I had a vague, idea of what to expect and whatever. And one thing, the amount of homework that you do before going, I mean, you can study, and it's good to study. Prepare yourself before you go. Of course, that's always great. But no matter how much homework you do or how much time you spend studying on Comic-Con and how to what proper etiquette and whatnot, it doesn't. It helps out some, but it doesn't help as much as actually being there the first time. Because when you're there the first time, a lot of the stuff that you learn will probably just fly out the window because it's so big and it's so massive and complex, and it takes your breath away. It really does, especially when you walk into the show floor for the first time, and it's huge, it's big, it's crazy, and there's so much to see, and there's so many people. And if you're not used to being around that many people, then it's going to be very, very strange for you to be in amongst all those people. I wasn't used to being around a lot of people like that, and I did all right, I think. I met a lot of really nice people, and I feel incredibly privileged to call these people my friends, and I don't know if they feel privileged to call me their friend or not, but that's neither here nor there. But I met terrific people, and my first con experience was great. It was fantastic, and I owe that experience to the people that I have met. If it wasn't for them, I don't think I could have had as good an experience as I did my first year. I really owe it to the people I've met and my friends, my new nerd friends, and I want to thank you very much for allowing me into your fold. And one of my highlights of 2012 was there were two highlights. One of them should have been a highlight, but it wasn't. It was a nice touch. I camped out. I spent all of my time at Comic-Con pretty much in Hall H, which is the biggest room at Comic-Con. It seats 6,500 people. That's a lot of people. And that's where all the big movies and all the big TV shows have their panels. So I spent 3 consecutive days in that room. I spent Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in there, and I camped out. And I like to get as close as I can, so I would get in line fairly early. And I got in line for Saturday. Saturday was the biggest day, and it was all the big. Warner Brothers was there, and Marvel unveiled huge things, and it was fantastic. And I camped out, and I slept actually. I got in line about with some friends about 6 or 7 p.m. Friday night, and I slept almost the entire time. It was really nice. I was tired too, and I had a great night's sleep. And I woke up about 1. I think it was about 1 or 2 in the morning, and wonder of wonders, Ian McKellen. If you don't know who Ian McKellen is, then I feel sorry for you. He plays Gandalf. He's Magneto, for goodness sakes. He is like the coolest English dude ever, besides Patrick Stewart. He came out into the line and he signed autographs and he took pictures, and that was freaking great. And I woke up, got my phone, went over there. There was tons of people around him, and I got literally arm's reach from the man. But I chickened out. I was a wuss. It was kind of sad. I got some pictures of him, but I was too nervous to try and get a picture with him or even take anything, to get autographed, because other people I know got their badges autographed by the man. And I would have loved to have had that. And I didn't. I missed out on that. Oh well. Kind of sad. But I made up for it, kind of, on Saturday night when I got in line for Sunday, because Sunday was Doctor Who, and I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. And I got in line for Saturday, and I think it was about 1 or 2 in the morning again, that Nathan Fillion, he had been at the Nerd Machine, or Nerd HQ, and he was going back to his hotel at the Hilton Bayfront, and he stops and signs autographs, takes pictures, and I vowed to myself, I am not going to let Friday night scenario happen again. So I took my phone and I got a picture with Nathan Fillion, and that was freaking awesome. I had this yellow Command Star Trek iPhone case at the time it was all yellow with this Starfleet insignia, the Command insignia on it. And when he puts his arm around me to go in for the picture, he sees the guys holding the phone getting ready to take the picture, and he leans in and he's like, I like your phone case. And that was this year I feel a little bit more prepared going into it, and really looking forward to it. They've already announced a bunch of panels. Not officially. The official list schedule doesn't come out until maybe a couple of weeks before, so it should be coming up here pretty quick. But we know that one thing that's cool is that Hannibal's coming, and that Hannibal is one of my new favorite shows. If you're not watching Hannibal, there's also something wrong with you for not watching Hannibal. Do it now. And it's going to be on Thursday, I think about 6:35 in Ballroom 20. Ballroom 20 is where most of the TV show panels are. And this is cool because I've never been in Ballroom 20. I was in Hall H all the time last year. And I was at 6 BCF on Thursday, and then Hall H the rest of the time. And on Thursday, while we know that Psych has been confirmed, we just don't know yet. Normally it's on Thursdays in Ballroom 20, and hopefully it'll be the same way. So that means I'll be in Ballroom 20 for Psych and then for Hannibal, so I'll be in there all day. And another thing, if you're not watching Psych, I honestly don't know what to say. I mean, yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself if you're not watching Psych. Do it now. So, yeah, that's going to be great. And we know that Warner Brothers will be there on Saturday in Hall H, and Marvel's going to have a big presence this year. My fingers are crossed that DC will have a panel during the Warner Brothers panel on Saturday. And in light of Man of Steel, we know that they want to expand the DC universe, which is the best thing ever. So hopefully, they'll have some kind of a panel there where they'll talk about the future of DC in cinema, maybe Man of Steel 2, Justice League, which would be great. I know I'd love to see Flash and Wonder Woman on the big screen again. Even, Green Lantern would be cool too, but I think they should focus on these other characters first. And I would love to see that. Hopefully I know on Sunday we'll have Supernatural, Doctor Who, probably on Sunday. Now this is Doctor Who's 50th anniversary, which is a big deal. I mean, this show's been around forever. And sadly to say, this is Matt Smith's final year as the Doctor, which really tore me up when I first heard that news. And this will be his last Comic-Con appearance as the 11th Doctor. So you know that panel is going to be freaking crazy anyways. To top it off, it's the 50th anniversary, and we know that David Tennant, who is the best Doctor, by the way, he's 10th, will be there for, he'll be in the 50th anniversary special, which premieres in November. If he was at Comic-Con at that panel, that would be freaking fantastic. I mean, I don't know what I'd do with myself if I saw both of the Doctors on stage. So we have those to look forward to. And I don't know what else will be there. I know Evangeline Lilly, who is Kate on Lost, is going to have a book signing. She's written a children's book, and she's going to sign it, 1,000 copies there at Comic-Con. Don't know what day that'll be. I'd love to go if I could. If I couldn't, I guess I'd have to live with it. But that would be great. I mean, she's Kate on Lost. She's playing an elf whom I cannot pronounce her name for some reason in Desolation of Smaug, which, by the way, hopefully they'll have a panel for that. Which, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now this show is going to be great. I'm a DC fan, as you know, but I love the Marvel movies, and I loved Avengers. I thought it was fantastic. It's one of the best comic book movies I've ever seen in my life. And this show is a continuation of Avengers movie, continuing it into the Marvel universe. And Coulson's back. He wasn't dead to begin with. That was fake Coulson. That was his life model decoy, people. He's got a trick up his sleeve somehow. I don't know how he faked his death or how they did it, or unless this is a life model decoy and that was real Coulson that died. But I'm not going to go there because I'd be stepping on people's toes, and I don't want people getting mad at me for saying that. So I'm really looking forward to that panel. That's going to be on Friday, probably in Hall H, because it's going to be a big deal. Joss Whedon's going to be there. I thought I saw at one point that Clark Gregg would be there, but I don't know. Hopefully he will be, though. So, yeah, man, it's going to be fantastic, and I can't wait. I fly out to California, to San Diego, California on the 15th. That's 23 days from now, and I'm excited. I mean, I've already packed. I've packed all my shirts. It's a lot of shirts. I take every shirt with me, and then I'll just decide what I want to wear out there. It makes it a lot easier. And lots of exclusives. I'm gonna buy me some exclusives this year. I'm gonna spend a little money. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't spend any last year. I'm gonna spend some this year. So I could probably think of other things to say, but I'm going to go ahead and end this now. It's been about 15 minutes, give or take. So yeah, Comic-Con's coming up, and you stay classy out there in internet land. Goodbye.